Peace Reflections. You are over here with Tarithia, and you have officially landed with my crew. You know how we do. Hit the like and subscribe button because we are over here talking about the highest degree. Now, for anybody who don't know what I am talking about, when I say the highest degree, we're talking about that. Shh, be quiet. Don't say nothing. So, with that being said, reflection. Remember, everything in my video is alleged. It's just what I heard up the street, around the block, up the corner. Okay, do your own research. Okay, so with that being said, let me turn my music down in my spaceship. Get your roll up, get your power up, reflection. We may be out here just a little minute. I might be on earth just a little minute today or tonight, whenever you hit this video. Okay, now with that being said, reflection, I'm not here to waste your time. Let's just jump straight into it.
Don't reveal the secrecies, or quiet in the lodge. All kinds of nonsense they will tell you. It's got nothing to do with it. This is only for the initiate to know what this is. This is the symbol of Horus, and I'll show it to you in a moment. On the floor, you have the various pentagrams in this form over here, and the pentagons. And in front of this statue it says, all who stand here stand facing the east. Let each review his obligation and renew them in his heart. So this worship is towards the east, which the Bible forbade. Now there's the god Horus. You will notice that he's always depicted with his finger.
Okay, reflection. What do you think about that? Remember, we ain't saying nothing. We just over here looking. We just looking, reflect. We just looking. We just trying to see what's at the top of the ladder.
Every Mason answers this like in a bland way. What's the significance of the apron?
Well, it represents the purity.
What is it covering? It's covering the life force energy, the penis.
Yeah.
Why didn't you say that? The significance is you're hiding the generative principle, the G in Masonry, the sexual essence.
The G in Masonry is more of a modern day thing that hasn't always existed.
Capital G is 33.
Yeah.
But the Egyptians did wear the apron still, even without the G, because they understood everything is built by that sexual, the will of the universe, the sexual essence.
Yes.
So would you say it's a sex cult?
What?
It is a sex cult. All your secret powers are behind that apron. What's behind the apron is the penis. When the flap goes up, the penis is getting erect.
The people that wore their aprons with the flap up, they were the lowest of the low. They're working in their root chakra.
You guys are taught to hold in your sexual energy. Oh, there's.
What do you think about that, reflection? Hit the like and subscribe button. And what do you think about a lot of Egyptian symbolism, reflection? What do you think about that? And not only that, reflection, think about all of the symbolism. Remember when he had said that it is covering literally the root chakra. Think about when you are in your root chakra. When you are in your root chakra, there's survival, there's getting it by any means necessary. That's when you first start, reflection, doing your shadow work. That's at the lowest of your when you think about the chakra system.
Level esoteric, right.
Right. Were you surprised when you found that there were more than 33 degrees?
No, not really. See, here's how this works. When I went through the Masonic rituals, I had the spirit guides in my ear whispering things, telling me to do things, telling me to answer certain things in certain ways. Because I did that, I was identified by the leadership of the Grand Lodge of the state of Wisconsin that I was someone a little bit extraordinary. And see, that's one of the ways in which I ultimately got contacted by the Illuminati, is because the spirit guides had given me certain key things to say, key things to do, even gestures to make, stuff like that, that would identify me as being someone who was worthy of more light. You see, that's what they promise in all the Masonic degrees. They say, you know, you get light, you get further light, you get more light. And of course, where does this light come from? Well, if you read the writings of the Masonic leaders, that comes from Lucifer.
And how many Masons know that?
Maybe 1 in 1,000, but most of them don't have a clue unless they bother to toddle upstairs and read the books that are in their own Masonic libraries like I did.
How many Master Masons know that there are Satanists among them?
I'd say the same figure I quoted earlier, 1 in 1,000.
Right. Since Catholics are strictly forbidden to be Masons, why were you being asked to do two opposite things?
What people don't realize is that the Catholic Church helped start the Masons. And that, for example, the Scottish Rite, most of the degrees in the Scottish Rite were written by Jesuits. So even though there is this apparent antipathy between the Masons and the Catholics, to the point that up until John Paul II's reign, if you became a Mason, you were Roman Catholic, you were de facto excommunicated, just like that. But actually it's all a sham, because most of the high level of people in the Vatican are all Freemasons, and many of the people that are Freemasons are Catholics.
My grandma used to say, Reflection, if you want to hide some shit, put it in a book. She said she don't care what it is. If you want to hide somebody breaking your whole house, Reflection, I guarantee you they won't look in that book. Reflection, I promise you, they won't look in the book. It's something about a book. Some people just, I don't know, Reflection. I be like, what is it about a book? What is it about a book? You want to hide some shit, Reflection? Put it in a book.
What they're basically trying to tell you by the Freemason order going up to 33 is when water is below 33 degrees, it freezes. But once it goes above 33, it becomes a liquid form. After you hit that 33rd degree, you become enlightened.
Wow.
You're not frozen.
That's amazing.
Anybody familiar with the compasses and square symbol of Freemasonry? With the G in the middle? Well, that's what the G stands for at the highest level. You'll talk about many porch masons. These are the exoteric masons that are given the teachings of the profane and they think they're in the know, okay? They're given the information, well, this only means geometry, it only means God, etc., okay? One of the things they'll tell you it means at a slightly higher level is that it means gnosis, knowledge. At a higher level, at illuminated levels of Freemasonry, which are above 32nd degree, they will give you what the real meaning of the G inside the compasses and square is. And it is the generative principle. It means Genesis, creation.
Reflection. Hit the like and subscribe, but we just looking. We ain't saying that. We just here to hear everybody's opinion. It's just whose opinion is really right.
I want to hear some Super Bowl conspiracy.
Yards. The stadium's address is 3333 Al Davis Way, and they win it by 3.
So yeah, that's the fucking going thing right now. Masonic 33. That's what the Super Bowl was. Fucking threw 333 yards, threw a 3-yard fucking touchdown to have 3 seconds left to win by 3, etc., etc. So this is no joke. 3 seconds left. This is some wild ass fucking no such thing as coincidence, guys. Just totally planned.
He said, wait a minute. There's too many threes up in here. I fucked around, looked on the clock. It was 3:33 too. Wait a minute. Something's up with this.
Number 33 holds a mysterious significance in our world. Jesus died at the age of 33, and there are 33 vertebrae in the human spine. But the significance doesn't end there. The Freemasons, a secretive society, have 33 degrees of initiation. Each level is said to reveal new and deeper secrets. And then there's the Illuminati, a shadowy group rumored to control governments and economies. They too attach great importance to the number 33. But what does it all mean? Why is this number so important? Some believe it represents spiritual enlightenment or ascension to a higher level of consciousness. Others believe it's a code or symbol for hidden knowledge and power. Whatever the truth may be, the number 33 continues to captivate and intrigue us. It's a reminder that there's much we don't know about our world, and that there may be forces at work beyond our understanding. Perhaps one day we'll unlock the secrets of this mysterious number, or perhaps not. But until then, we'll continue to ponder its significance and wonder what lies beyond.
Reflection. He said he don't know exactly what's going on with the number 33, but he see it a lot. And he said he think it's something up with it. He think it's something up with the number 33.
Do your research. If you worship Jesus, you're worshiping Lucifer. You have to understand Freemasonic codes and how they communicate. Because even in pictures of Jesus Christ and Baphomet, they both have the same symbol, and this is a Freemasonic symbol. And you know what? So a lot of people don't even know that even this is a Freemasonic symbol. When you raise your hands, don't shoot, right, is a Freemasonic symbol. So when you're actually doing this, when you're in church and you're worshiping like this, you're actually giving up your power. Now, I'm saying all of this not to really dismantle anybody's foundation, but to make you think and to make you do your own.
We just over here leaving stains on brains. That's all we doing reflection. We ain't even said nothing. I didn't even say a thing. I ain't said nothing reflection. Roll up, hold up. You might need it because we out here tonight. What's really going on with the number 33 reflection? I seen it a lot too. I did.
If you were really awake, you would know about the Masons, the Illuminati, and who they worship, which you clearly have no clue about. J Ben's the light to Hootie Jah. Allow me to educate. As you can see, this is the Baphomet that I have in the background. To the unenlightened and uninitiated person into metaphysical, esoteric, and occult wisdom, the Baphomet would be a symbol of evil or a symbol of the devil or what you call Satan. But key word that I said, to the uninitiated or the ignorant person who is ignorant and uninitiated into esoteric, occult, and metaphysical wisdom. If you understood occult science, then you would understand that the Baphomet is simply just a symbol of your higher self or your godly nature, the God-man on earth. Why do I say this and how do I know this? For example, we see that the Baphomet has fingers up, fingers down, signifying as above, so below, or the law of correspondence from the laws of Tahuti. We also see that on the stomach of the Baphomet, there is the Uraeus, the two serpents, symbolic of the Kundalini energy, the Kundalini Shakti, which is your spiritual energy, also known as your sexual energy, which rises up through your spine and hits the pineal gland that activates your illumination. We see the two children on the side of the Baphomet, symbolic of the masculine and feminine energy, the polarities. We see the wings on the Baphomet, which is symbolic of your illumination or your rise from a human level of consciousness all the way to your God, divine level of consciousness. And this ties in with the Uraeus, or the Kundalini Shakti energy that is represented on the stomach of the Baphomet. Understand that there is no coincidence that the medical symbol is the same thing. A staff with two snakes coming up it with wings at the top. This is a symbolic representation of your Kundalini energy, which rises up from your root chakra, your Kundalini energy being your sexual energy, your masculine and feminine energy, rising up from your root chakra all the way to your pineal gland. And when it illuminates your pineal gland also being correlated with your crown chakra, when it illuminates your pineal gland, it then activates your enlightenment. And that activation of your enlightenment is what the wings at the top symbolize. When you become enlightened, when you go through this process, it is symbolically you spreading your wings or rising up above. So what does any of this have to do with Masons or the Illuminati? Long story short, the Freemasons or the Illuminati are simply just individuals who are privy to this knowledge, the knowledge of spiritual matters, occult science, metaphysical science, esoteric science. And they use this knowledge to influence, socially engineer, and steer society. And the trick is they get you to think that they're evil so that you don't learn the knowledge yourself. And I see it has worked perfectly.
Reflection. Hit the like and subscribe button. Is it all a coincidence? Reflection. Is it all a coincidence?
But Freemasonry is the thing is, again, when people think of Freemasonry, they think of some satanic cult. Freemason, to be a Mason means, the actual definition of a Mason is a builder, to build something, to create something, right? So, like, it's not as spooky as people make out, right? There's different degrees of Freemasonry. The higher on the ranks that you go, the more that you have to do. But Freemasonry is basically built on enlightenment.
It's levels to everything. Reflection is levels to everything. Hit the like and subscribe button. You are over here with radio. You over here with T.
Nothing to do with it. This is only for the initiate to know what this is. This is the symbol of Horus, and I'll show it to you in a moment. On the floor, you have the various pentagrams in this form over here, and the pentagons. And in front of this statue, it says, "All who stand here stand facing the east. Let each review his obligation and renew them in his heart." So this worship is towards the east, which the Bible forbade. Now there's the god Horus. You will notice that he's always depicted with his finger on his mouth. his religion is for the initiate. These are the dress of the various Masonic levels. The Sovereign Grand Commander has this symbol on the front, and there you have it on Sovereign Grand Commander Henry Clausen. That it is. That's the symbol of Baphomet. That's Baphomet, the androgenic god, and you will be surprised where Baphomet features these days. I will be showing it to you in future lectures. And of course, it's also on the building over here, which is the headquarters of the Mother Supreme Council of the world, Washington, D.C., where the Constitution for the New World Order has already been written, right there. That's Baphomet, and this is how the symbolism was also used by Alice A. Crowley. In the lodge, you will find IHS. I showed you that was the symbolism for the Jesuit order, Isis, Horus, Set. This stained glass window, in the light, it is, in the day, it is white. In the night, it becomes black, a very special technique. And if you know that Osiris was worshipped as black or white, then that explains the story. They have an Egyptian room with all the symbolism that goes along with it. They have an Assyrian room because they represent all the ancient religions. Here is a statue of Albert Pike. It's called the Albert Pike Lodge, number 162. To study and seek to interpret correctly the symbols of the universe is the work of the sage and the philosopher. It is to decipher the writing of God. Albert Pike. Now here is his book, Morals and Dogma. I've scanned this in so that people don't say I'm talking hearsay. They must know I have the book. And whatever is quoted over here comes directly from him. In the Scottish Rite, the crown and scepter symbolize a man's dominion over himself. We are God. We don't need anyone else to tell us what to do. The history of man's thought is the only history worth much study. Don't worry about the other one. There's the library. I just photographed it to show you that the history of Freemasonry and the Encyclopedia of Freemasonry are genuine books. The New Age magazine has been replaced by Scottish Rite magazine. There's also the symbol over there that we spoke about earlier. And it is to himself alone that man can find enduring happiness. We are our own savior. Again, in this lodge, you will have Jacques de Molay honored. Rosicrucianism, the cross on the rose. The one who really suffered was Osiris, not Jesus Christ. And there you have the mystic Tao and other symbolism like the lion with eagle wings, symbol of Babylon. And here you have the double-headed eagle in its original black-white form representing the two deities. This is the cornucopia. What does it stand for? It is the symbol of many political organizations. It was the symbol of the organization that expanded and used apartheid. It was the symbol of the National Party in Southern Africa. It's interesting. So, what were they? Let's ask what the cornucopia means. The cornucopia, or horn of plenty, was double-sexed in symbolism. The horn was masculine and the inside was feminine. The fruit inside symbolized productiveness of the female. It's a sex symbol, again, the union of Isis and Osiris. So when we look at these deities, remember that's Horus, Isis. She's the one who stands on the serpent. Mary is the one who stands in Catholicism on the serpent. Dionysius as a child is just the same thing. These gods came in the hexagram, in the hexagon, etc. They came in the square. This is the god Harpocrates, or if you like, Horus. There he has the cornucopia in his hand, and the finger is broken off. That points to the mouth, as per usual. Here's another Masonic lodge. Inside, you'll have the same symbolism. You'll have yin-yang signs up against the ceilings. This is the blue room. And there are only 3 lights in a lodge because the north is the place of darkness. Now, if you know your Bibles, you will know that the north is where the throne of God is. That's the source of darkness. Something's upside down. And the various rooms used by the Scottish Rite and the York Rite, etc., 2 pillars always representing Joachim and Boaz. On top of it, you'll see the signs of the zodiac. There they are. This shows you what this is. Astrology is a science demanding respect of the scholar, notwithstanding its designation as a black art, and in a reflective sense and an occult science, this science was known to the ancients as the divine art. Encyclopedia of Freemasons.
Ooh, reflection. Hit the like and subscribe button. We just walking through the threshold. We ain't finna go in. We are not going in. The crew ain't even going in. We just looking through the threshold. We just looking through the window. We ain't even going in. I promise.
We went from a horse, buggy, and carriage to putting remote control cars on Mars. We even have Voyager 1 and 2, which are about to head into interstellar space. So what does that mean? In Florida, there's only one runway at the Space Coast. It's runway number 33. Why 33? It's a Mason symbol. Why 33 Mason symbol? Well, in order to travel in space, in order to break Earth's gravity, to get past what they call max Q and transition into outer space, you have to travel 33 times the speed of sound, or you will not get there. 33 times the speed of sound is required to get into space. And the whole thing behind why the number 33, it's all about reclaiming the birthright to be able to become a spacefaring race again.
Reflection of number 33 all over there in space. It's all over there in NASA. What's really going on? It's all over there by the firmament. What's really going on? Hit the like and subscribe button. We ain't going in. We are at the threshold. We're not even going in.
We've discovered, along with Kilda, that each human body is surrounded by an etheric or energy field. This energy field is sometimes referred to as an aura, but it is not the true aura that we think of in metaphysics. This magnetic field is an area of energy. This area of energy forms an egg-like atmospheric sheath around the physical body, usually extending 3 to 5 feet from it in each direction. This energy field is the basis of virtue, because this energy field depends for its reality, its serviceability, and its protecting power to mood, emotion, thought, and the attitudes of the person around which this magnetic field is gathered. In other words, the individual, if they are normal, if mentally, emotionally, and physically they are keeping the rules, this magnetic field forms a tremendous protection. It is normal, it is healthy, it is constantly able to handle infections and all kinds of difficulties. It will help to heal wounds. It will help to recover the use of functions and organs. And if we are deprived of some part of the body, it will try to compensate for us. As long as the individual takes proper care of his magnetic field, it will serve him. This energy comes from the sun. It comes through a mysterious energy tube in the magnetic field. It enters the individual through the crown of the head. It disseminates through the entire body, and it's excreted back again through the lower centers of the body and is recleansed by the solar energy. This is a kind of a little private tank or capsule of life that we are all carrying about with us all the time.
They say the higher you go, the more you know. Hit the like and subscribe button. You over here with my crew, and this is how we do. I told you I'd be shaking shit up when I call reflection.
I was today years old when I found out.
So they deliberately lied to their people in the lower levels. Now, when a man has gone through the rituals of the first 3 degrees, the fellowcraft being the second, entered apprentice is first, fellowcraft is second, master mason is third, and they're sort of told they've reached the pinnacle of the lodge. But if you look at a structure plan of how they're set up, you'll realize you're barely up to the floorboards and hardly out of the basement. And as you go through all of these other degrees, I can think of a friend of mine who used to be a Knight Templar. So that's about the second highest level that you can reach in most of the Western world. And he told me that he came out of it and became a Christian. He learned that he had to break 5 of the 10 commandments in order to reach that degree. Numbers 1, 2, 3, 6, and 9. So if you're going to go and do that, you're actually going to end up with God as your enemy. Now, I've mentioned about the different degree rituals that bring a curse that the men speak. And so when it comes to ministry, we really need to go through those and explain, okay, this is what we need to cover. Because of the political control that their top people are involved in, they really have controlled a lot of countries. I mean, I was asked to go to Africa to speak about this because every British regiment in the 1800s and so on had a Masonic lodge inside it. Bottom line is, wherever the British military went, and they controlled a quarter of the world at one stage, including in New Zealand. It was Masonic infiltration here through in the 1837-8 onwards, and by 1840 they had Masonic lodges here, and most of the military campaigns by the British military here were held, the campaign meetings to plan what they were doing were held in Masonic lodges. And so this is why a lot of Maori have nothing to do with the lodge, because they know there's a connection. And basically we had a coup where the British Masonic Empire, I'll call it what it really was, the whole British Empire basically was a Masonic empire. And so there's lodges now in India and Singapore and all around Africa and so on. Wherever they controlled it to that level. Bottom line is, this has actually caused a lot of people to start looking seriously at the political machinations that they've been involved in. And the Scouts, yes, Baden-Powell was a very prominent Freemason. You can tell that from his tombstone, but you won't know it if you don't know what the symbol is with the point within a circle, which is on his tombstone along with the Scouting one. The founder of the Jehovah's Witnesses has a Knights Templar pyramid over his tomb. It tells us exactly what they've got, complete with the logo on it and so on. So this is, if you know what you're looking for, you can see them in a lot of places.
Reflection. Hit the like and subscribe button. You are over here with Tarithia. Remember, everything over here is alleged. Everything is what we heard up the street, round the block, up the corner. We have went in. We are just at the threshold.
The secret language of mythical creatures. Picture a menagerie of mythical creatures, not as fairy tales, but as symbolic gatekeepers to hidden truths. The phoenix, rising from ashes, becomes a metaphor for resilience and rebirth. The dragon, guardian of treasure, symbolizes challenges and treasures within. Understanding the secret language of these beings unlocks doors to profound insights on your personal journey. Delve into the symbolism of mythical creatures, unlocking the secrets they guard. The phoenix, rising from ashes, becomes a symbol of resilience, a guide for overcoming adversity. The dragon, guardian of treasure, becomes a metaphor for recognizing challenges as hidden treasures within yourself. Understanding the secret language of these mythical beings becomes a key to unlocking profound insights on your personal journey, inviting you to rise from the ashes and embrace the treasures within.
What's the deal with the Freemasons?
There's only a few real Freemasons that exist. In other words, when I say a few, I'm talking about maybe a few hundred, maybe at the at the top level, that really know the ancient secrets. This goes all the way back to deep antiquity. We're talking about 30,000 plus years ago. There were these brick masons in ancient Kemet called the Shattu. After the Great Flood, Amun-Ra, aka Marduk, he's known as Marduk in the Bible, M-A-R-D-U-K. Kemet, he was known as Amun-Ra, but he had these brick masons helping him rebuild the land of Kem. And these brick masons had the secret knowledge of space flight, technologies, how to turn stone structures into advanced computer housing, data storage devices, as well as power generators and many other functions. A lot of the stone structures that were built were actually multifunctional stone computers. If you're going to a place where you only have limited resources, that you can't take a factory and a whole bunch of workers with you, what do? You learn how to work with what's there. And they mastered stone masonry, but they also encoded and embedded a lot of the wisdom and knowledge from the ancient Egyptian mysteries and the Kemetic mysteries into the structures.
reflection. Hit the like and subscribe button. You over here with Sarithia. We are over here talking about the highest degree. We over here looking in their windows and shit. We ain't went in. We ain't opened no doors and nothing, but we are definitely at the threshold.
People. So let me show you it again.
And the 33rd.
So in Freemasonry, they stop at the 33rd degree because they only control 33 degrees of the arc, 33.3 to be exact. And the lesser degrees, which are, I guess, let's say all the way up to like 13 or 14, in those degrees, thousands of men fill those degrees. So you can have 40,000 men all still or more still sitting at the 5th degree or the 6th degree of the Freemason, right? However, the higher degrees, only one, if not none, as they say, when they go above 33, 34, no one is filling those seats. There's not a Mason in the lodge that can fill those seats because that's not what they're aligned with. They're aligned with the 33 and the 3rd, all the nighttime animals, all the animals also created by the jackal. So in that, you can also see why they say that good will always triumph over evil. But remember that as they are talking about in these scriptures, that this evil is working night and day. What they're really referring to is that constantly in the subconscious mind, night and day, the 33% of your consciousness that sits below the horizon is constantly trying to convince you to come over to that side. And what's happening in the reality now is that it's starting to look like, you know, even after the last scenario that happened here on Earth, it was very clear that the dark side, if you may, had like gained some foothold. So it's like when you think of the 66.6, you may think, well, we're always going to win this. But as time rolls out, man, sometimes that thing may even look like 50-50. 50 sitting on the side of the dark, 50 sitting on the side of the light, quote unquote. Now, imagine when I'm telling you all about this, I'm also saying that, hey, there's a level that you reach where you realize, hey, you're on the battlefield and you're like a toy soldier being strung along by the archetypical energies that are used in order to manage the matrix and to continue to create it through infinity. Nobody's going to stop infinite physical creation for the quote unquote negativity that is going on inside of it. It's up to you to take a moment and say, hey, that way that I'm acting, especially when you show characteristics that the characteristics are not good traits. Nobody needs to tell you about this. They say that you have your own internal compass. It's always telling you when it's like, yo, you, what's up with you? And you keep stacking it on more and more and more. So then what you're doing is you're getting more weight. So let me lay out really briefly the diagram of these kingdoms. So
hit the like and subscribe button. Reflection. We are over here talking about the highest degree. We are looking through the windows and we are standing. We went in, but we are standing at the threshold. Until next time.